All right, guys, welcome back. Tomorrow is the big day. That's right, tomorrow at English Mountain, we're going to be taking Chaos Theory, and I believe Ray's bringing the DR Nova up there. We still kind of got to get coordinated on that. And yeah, so we're going to be racing the DR Nova NA, and then we're going to be throwing the nitrous at this thing and seeing what happens. Now, I do have everything hooked up. I got my purge hooked up. You guys on the Facebook group and Instagram already know that, because I actually posted a video of Tracy testing the purge for me a while ago. In the car, we got our big tack hooked up. Now, I wanted to go over this just a little bit. Guys, I was having all kinds of issues with the factory gauges. They're actually sitting over here now. And I know a lot of you guys were like, hey, it's a ground issue, it's a ground issue. Look, guys, I went through all the grounds already, like before I ever made that last video. I cannot get these gauges to work. And just to confirm that, this tack right here is actually hooked in to the same power source, the same tack signal, and the same ground and the same illumination wire that the gauges were hooked into. This is just a really common issue on these cars. And if you look here, the way the factory gauges mount is there's a plug. I know it's probably hard to see. I don't have my flashlight out, but there's a plug on each side that's kind of mounted into the plastic here, and there's a lot of slop in it. And what you do is you pretty much just shove the gauge cluster into it, and it's supposed to lock into these plugs here, and that's how it transfers power. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think the gauge cluster itself is messed up. I think most likely what's going on is it's just not grounding good or getting good power or something through these plugs. Like maybe they're sitting loose where they plug into the back of it. But none of that matters, because, you know, I went ahead and I just left it out, guys, because we're going to be getting our little Holley 6.86 screen, and I'm going to be making a plastic or sheet metal plate to go in here to mount that to. So I didn't see any sense in putting the gauges back in, since none of them were working right. Well, some of them were working correctly until I would turn the headlights on, and when I would turn the headlights on, they'd go bonkers. But here's the thing, guys, like I just said, this tack right here is actually plugged in to, or not plugged in, but wired in to all the exact same wires back here. I tied into the instrument cluster wires, and the reason I wanted to do that is just to disprove that there was a ground issue with those wires. And sure enough, you know, I started the car, the tack's reading correctly, I can turn the headlights on, whatever. It does not affect the tack whatsoever. So yeah, the issue was either in the cluster itself, or it is in, you know, the way these plugs plug into the cluster. They're just not getting a good signal, and maybe not getting a good ground through that. So we're not worried about that anymore. I don't need those gauges for what I'm doing tomorrow. All I need is that tack over there. And as soon as I get my Holley dash, I won't even need that. The bottle back here, guys, I tried to do the little nut trick, or the little bolt and nut trick. I could not get any of these freaking things to grab. I think something's just, I think it's just where it's double walled sheet metal right there. I think that's why this thing's not wanting to grab, guys. It's just pushing it out as I try to tighten down these rivet nuts. So I've pretty much given up on the whole rivet nut thing. And I think what we're going to do, just to get this bottle down at the angle I want, is, I believe it was actually Jeff from Headflow Inc. that he was like, man, why don't you just wedge a pillow or something behind the bottle to hold it down at the angle you want. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to get something and wedge it between the back of the car and the bottle here, you know, to hold the bottle forward like that at the angle I need it. But I mean, it's secured at the bottom. The bottle's not going to go anywhere. I just need something to get it at the right angle. So that's what we're going to do. But pretty much all I'm doing today is just, you know, checking everything over. I was under the car last night, snugging up bolts, just making sure that, you know, that there was nothing loose on the car, checking for leaks. We pressurized everything earlier today and checked it out. Nothing was leaking. We seem to be good. Now, well, when I say nothing is leaking, I have a drip from the front of the transmission, from the front seal. And when I say a drip, I'm talking about an actual like drop every I don't know, every now and then. Like I can sit there and watch it for like 5 minutes. It'll drip one time in 5 minutes. So it's not like a big leak. It does need to be addressed. We don't have time to pull the transmission and do all that shit tonight. Well, I probably do. If I just don't feel like doing it, I'll be honest. But what we're gonna do is, you know, hopefully that front seal don't blow completely out or something stupid. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's just got some dirt or something in there, and it's just letting it drip every now and then. So we're gonna go ahead and run it like that. Guys, if it was like a steady drip or something, I wouldn't take it to the track because I don't want to oil the track down or anything. But you know, a drip every freaking 10-15 minutes or so, I think we can kind of manage that. And what I'm going to do is, after this weekend, I'm going to go ahead and pull the transmission back out and go ahead and replace that front seal. May go ahead and replace the rear seal. It's not leaking, but you know, here's the issue, guys. I planned on replacing both those seals all along, but if you guys remember back, you know, probably 10 videos ago, when I originally set this engine and transmission in, I said it was going to be coming out again. Like I had planned on pulling all this back out again and drilling the extra hole in the motor mount on this side and replacing the seal in the front and back of the transmission. And the problem is I never pulled the shit back out. I mean, it's still in there. So I still only have two bolts in the passenger side engine mount, and I still haven't replaced the seals in the transmission. So after this weekend, we're probably going to do that. We're going to go ahead and pull the engine out, pull the transmission out. I'm going to get another bolt in this motor mount over here on the passenger side, replace that front seal, and go ahead and replace the rear seal in the transmission, and yeah, throw it all back in. It's really not that hard at this point, guys. Everything's bolted in where it's supposed to go, and it's literally just a matter of unplugging some stuff, unscrewing some stuff, and you know, pulling the engine and transmission out. Matter of fact, that was the whole reason I did a lot of the stuff the way I did it, was to make it easier to pull like the engine or transmission or both, you know, when needed, because I knew it was going to be coming in and out of this car a lot. But for now, we're just trying to get everything packed up, get everything ready for tomorrow. I've already got the chairs and my little pop-up canopy and everything loaded in the back of the Avalanche there. I got everything off our car hauler except for this hood right here. We're probably just going to take it, lean it up against the house. But what I'm about to do right now, and I'm not going to do this on camera because you guys don't give a shit about this, but I'm going to go ahead, take the Avalanche to the gas station, get some fuel in it. I'm going to come back, hook up to the trailer, and I'm thinking about taking the trailer to the car wash and washing it off. Then I'm going to park it in the driveway over here so I can hook up to the power, go ahead and charge my winch battery that's in the toolbox there, just in case we do fuck something up tomorrow and I have to winch this thing up on the trailer. And then after that, well, I guess I won't park it here. I'll probably park it over here, because after that, I'm going to pull this thing out and we're just going to go make a couple street pulls and just, you know, make sure everything's doing right, see how the launch control's working. I don't know if I'm even going to use that, guys, but we're going to try it, you know, experiment a little bit, see where I need to set the RPM so it doesn't push through the converter. We're going to play with that a little bit, and I might do a little roll on the nitrous just to see how it's going to take the nitrous. So let me go get everything straightened out with the Avalanche, and you guys can just join me back in the car when I'm doing my street pulls. And this video is probably going to be uploaded pretty late because, guys, it's like 90 something degrees out here right now. I mean, it's freaking hot, and I don't want to go out and make all these pulls in the heat. I mean, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow anyway. It's supposed to be like 93 tomorrow, so you guys have been to tracks know it's going to feel even hotter than that at the track with all the heat coming off the pavement. We may have traction issues because of that. The only good news is we're not a turbo car, so the heat really doesn't affect us running wise too much. As a matter of fact, the nitrous cools everything down. It's, you know, nice cold air going in there. So that's one good thing about a nitrous car over a turbo car, is we don't have to worry about those intake temps too much. But I want to wait not till the sun goes down, because I don't want to piss all my neighbors off with how loud this thing is. But I do want to wait till the sun starts to go down just a little bit, till the temperatures drop a little bit before I'm out making test hits in this thing. but I don't want to wait till after dark because, like I said, I don't want to piss a bunch of people off, draw any unnecessary attention to myself. One of you suggested I put a camera mount up here, kind of like I had it in the China Vet, so that's what I just did. I don't know how it's going to read. I mean, like, I don't know what the picture is going to be because I'm actually, that's my GoPro session, so it doesn't have a screen, so I have no idea of telling what it's aimed at, really. Just kind of guessing. So I'll check it out when I'm editing the footage of this video, and if I need to, I'll try to make adjustments before track day tomorrow. The cold start on this thing is great, guys. And what I've actually done, I don't know how well you can hear me, but it's right next to my head, so hopefully you can hear me okay. What I've actually done is, like on the Terminators, the Terminator X's, you have to have an SD card. Well, with the HP and the Dominator, you don't have to have that. They've got onboard memory to do data logging. So I hope I got it set up right. What I did is I set it up, I think, to start data logging when I hit my two-step button. So from the first time I hit my two-step button to the time I turn the ignition off, it should be data logging if I set it up correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that now. So hopefully it's data logging right now. And you can see out here, once I'm out of the garage, it's actually fairly quiet, idling in the car. That manual only shift kit that I put in the in this Turbo 350 seems to be working really well. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see me moving the shifter, but it's pretty much instantaneous. As soon as I move the shifter up or down, it upshifts or downshifts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down here to the car wash and spray it off a little bit, clean it up a little bit. And my idle was doing some funky stuff right there. I've been playing with my timing tables a little bit, so I might need to smooth them out. What it might be is there might just be such a huge transition in timing on my coast down or whatever that it's hitting an area in the map where it's probably going from like 30 degrees of timing and dropping straight down to 18 or something, and that's why my idle's doing funky stuff when I come to a stop. Or it could be something totally different. Hell, I don't know. We'll figure it out though. The drivability stuff I'm not super worried about right now. I'm more worried about, obviously, the wide open throttle stuff. Guys, this converter is really, really loose. Got her all cleaned off. Gonna take it down the road, let it dry off a little bit, and then do our test hits. I'm trying to go find like a secluded kind of area where I can test out this two-step. as far as testing it, if it's going to push through my converter or not, is what I'm talking about. I think we're going to be doing a lot of tinkering with this thing tomorrow, guys, as far as maybe throwing some more timing in it and stuff like that. It feels to me like it should have a little more power. I mean, I don't expect a whole lot out of this 5.3, you know, not bone stock, but I feel like it should have a little more power than it does. And I also don't feel like, I feel like this converter is really super loose too. Like, I feel like I'm just blowing right through the converter, because you look at my tack and it's just hung at like 5 grand. I don't know, guys. Definitely gonna have to do some experimentation. Something definitely don't feel right, guys. I'm gonna do one little like test launch right here. No, I'm not, because there's some old guy walking his dog, and I don't want to scare the hell out of him. We'll do it right here. You guys see what I just did? I let off the brake and I didn't let off the fucking two-step. I was like, wait a second, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm holding on the two-step. Whoops. Okay, well that didn't go as planned either. Transmission didn't seem to like that too well. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I bumped that into second. It was actually pulling pretty good. I bumped it into second, and it did not shift second. It went out and rang 7,000 RPMs. That's not good. I had to bump it on into third before it would go into second. So I think what we're going to have to do is crawl up under here tonight and maybe adjust make sure our shifter linkage is adjusted properly. We're going to save the nitrous for the track, guys. So I've got some funky shit going on here. I don't know, I came home and I was reviewing my data logs, and when I was looking at the data log, I don't know, it was just, I still feel like there's something going on with the map sensor or with my scaling of the map sensor, because, but it I don't know, it's just weird. So here's what's going on the data logs. When I look at the data log, it seems like it's reading pretty close to accurate, you know, and at wide open throttle I'm hitting somewhere around 95, 96 kPa on my map sensor. But when I look at my learn tables, it's populating my learn tables all the way up to like 136 kPa, which, I mean, that's in boost, guys. So I don't know why it's correcting fuel at 136 kPa. I don't know, something's just off there. Now, after I got home, I sat here and I thought about it a while, and I decided to take the car back out for another rip. Because it's starting to cool down outside now, and you know, there aren't as many people out. So I went ahead and I took it back down the road off camera, because I already had the footage off my session loading onto my laptop there. And when I took it down the road this second time, I actually got it to launch pretty good. Like it shoots out of the hole pretty good for what it is, but then it just feels like it's falling on its face. And you know, I tried pulling a little bit of timing out, and I had it down to where my timing was maxing out at like 26 degrees, and I put more timing in, and I had it, you know, like right now it's sitting at like 31 degrees of timing, which is like small block Chevy numbers, but I have not verified my timing. So it's possible that I'm not running as much timing as I actually think I am, but I couldn't tell the difference either way. I mean, it's still doing the same thing. One thing I know is with this bone stock 5.3, you know, I'm gonna have to stop ringing it out to 6,000. I think I'm gonna shift it at around 5,700, 5,800, and I don't know, guys. It's just weird. It's just acting weird. I feel like it should be pulling harder than it is, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't really expect that much out of it. It's a bone stock 300,000 mile 5.3. So what I decided to do, I'm just gonna go ahead, call it quits for tonight, because I want to get this video edited for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits on playing with the car for now. I'm gonna get the video edited, get my trailer set up for tomorrow, and we'll just take this over at the track tomorrow, and hopefully, you know, if I can't figure it out, maybe there'll be somebody there who can, you know, who's a little bit more familiar with the Holley stuff, that can maybe show me what I'm missing or something like that. So anyway, like I said, tomorrow, guys, or by the time some of you see this, it might be the day of, you know, going to be the Street Outlaws. Sean, Ryan, and Chuck are going to be up at English Mountain. I'm going to be up there, so if you're seeing this Saturday night, come on up there tomorrow, guys. Have a good time with us. I'm going to be there from probably around noon to about 5 or 6 o'clock. That's when I'm going to be leaving. I'm not sure how long the Street Outlaw guys are going to be there, but like I said, I'm going to be up there playing with this thing. Hopefully we can get some decent numbers out of it, and hopefully not blow it up. So for now, I'm gonna edit this video. You get out in the garage, get something done, and I'll see you next time here on Bad Luck Garage. Or maybe tomorrow at English Mountain.